Welcome to the Solo Musician Podcast. I'm Dave Gates, and today I'm going to talk about how we're doing in 2025. I felt like this Thursday Thoughts episode, which I do every Thursday, I just kind of ramble about whatever's on my mind. And today, the thing that was on my mind is how everybody's doing. And I feel like I need to check in because we're 21 days into the year, and I just want to know if you've been doing anything different, if you've been trying anything new, if you've been tackling any fears, if you've been, changing anything in your life that wasn't working for you last year. And if you are, how you're feeling. A lot of this comes from personal experience for me. Like right now, I'm learning a lot of very hard things, very difficult things that make me feel completely defeated every single day. You know, I had goals coming into 2025 where I wanted to grow my YouTube channel. And I'm learning all these different things about YouTube right now, where I spent tons of time the other day putting together this video, 6, 7 hours of editing for this video to put it up on YouTube. And the video is only 18 minutes long, something like that. And I put it up and I kind of watch it for the first 24 hours, 48 hours, and just to see what the view count looks like on the video. And one thing that I noticed right away is that if I put up a video that's 18 seconds long, 18 to 30 seconds, it will get a 10x amount of views compared to a video that is even 2 minutes in length. That's a very frustrating thing to find out after you spend 8 hours editing a video. To be like, oh, I could have just made that a 20-second clip and called it a day. Now that editing time for a 20-second clip is probably still an hour or so, especially whenever you're just getting into it like I am. But it was a very defeating experience to realize that all that work that I had put into it, I was doing it for the wrong outcome. But the good thing about what I'm doing right now is every failure that I make, every single hour that I spend, editing video, for the podcast or editing video for the YouTube channel, all of those, none of those are a waste of time because I'm constantly learning how to get better and better at editing video. So no matter how defeated I feel at the end of the day, the next day I wake up, I am a better video editor than I was the day before whenever I went to sleep. It's incredible. So that momentum has been keeping me going. I also decided, in 2025 that I was going to start going to more open mics and getting a little bit more out in the local music scene. And I've been doing that as well. I've been going to at least one open mic every single week, meeting some people at the open mics. I'm getting to experience some other artists in the area and their music and find some people for future bookings with tenor. And it's been a very cool experience for that as well. None of this would happen if I just went, you know what? I have 1,000 other things to do besides go to an open mic, or I have 1,000 other things to do than edit some video. I think that whenever you set these goals, like I set goals at the end of the year, I think New Year's resolutions are kind of dumb, but I think goal setting is huge. And I think whenever you set those goals, you're going to get tripped up along the way. And it's kind of how you adapt to that and how you move forward. That is the thing that actually feels good. It's not so much conquering the thing. It's more of figuring it out along the way. That is the best part of learning something new. Right now, Colin, my friend Colin, he had me doing an exercise on guitar that is relatively basic. It's basically picking down, up on one string, and then moving to the next string, and then the next string, and then the next string, and doing that on a metronome. So doing it to like a specific BPM. And the first thing it made me realize is that I'm terrible at it. Like immediately, I've been playing guitar now for 5 years, 4 of those professionally. And to find out that I am a horrible guitarist at my guitar lesson every single week sucks ass. Just plain and simple. But every single week that I suck a little less, right? And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I actually figured out how to play this. And before I would have just made it like a lazy rendition of that song. And now I'm actually spending time to figure out the picking pattern. So that's growth. And none of that growth happens without me being terrible at what I'm doing. I'm constantly surprised at how bad I am at things that I thought I was good at, especially whenever I'm analytical and I look back at what I'm doing. And I, watch the game day footage. My one favorite thing about getting this camera that I'm on right now, this Osmo Pocket 3, is that I've been documenting everything. My shows, my time out at the park, my time hiking with Piper. That video drops this Saturday. All of these different things I'm getting to see from the perspective of the camera, because the camera doesn't lie. Like, you know what? I did an entire podcast yesterday in front of this camera. I think it was 55 minutes long. And at the end of it, I was like, all right, I got that. It's not my best work, but it's some work. And I was getting ready to edit it. And as soon as I pulled the video up, I had a fucking booger in my nose, right? For 55 minutes. It destroyed. I can't use any of that video. And I'm not going to use the audio because now I'm a video audio podcast. So learning lesson for me. Guess what I do now before I go on camera? I go check the mirror. I go take a look. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm on TV now, basically. Like I can't just come on here and have a gigantic booger hanging out of my nose. I can't come on here and have spinach in my teeth. Like I can't do anything like that. But I didn't know that. So now that was another teaching moment. And here's the thing, is if you frame those frustrating moments or those challenges or those things that you get so upset about when you're learning something, if you frame those as learning moments, you learn more and more and more. You could frame them as, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I'm never going to get this right. There's no way that I'm ever going to figure this out. Like you can definitely frame it that way and you will give up. That's why people that start going to the gym at the beginning of the year and they don't make it through the month of January, that's why they give up. It's because they don't see the results. They don't see what they're doing every day. They don't see that they're getting to the gym every day. And they don't see the minor improvement over what they were doing before. All they know is that they're a little sore, right? Or that they still feel disgusting. They don't like the way that people look at them at the gym. Like there's always something that you can latch onto that is going to stop you from achieving your goals. But if you just look at every single one of those things as a learning exercise, you're just constantly going to be building. You're constantly going to be adapting. You're constantly going to be figuring it out. You're going to be completely changing your life. And you don't change your life in one big movement. And if you do, like you win the lottery or something, it's gone. It's gone because you don't know how to deal with your new life. You'll just revert back to your old life as soon as it's too hard to have the new life. But if you spend time going through the challenges, changing, growing, adapting, you become a new person. And that's what I'm slowly doing right now. I'm becoming a new person. I'm becoming a new person that I can be a little bit more proud of than I was of the person I was last year. A person that feels more compassion and happiness and just overall satisfaction in life, that I'm not just sitting here waiting to die, right? I'm not sitting here thinking that everything is predetermined and that I have no control over my life. I'm not doing that because I know that that's not true. I know that I can change my life. I've done it. I've been there. I changed my life whenever I accepted that guitar from that homeless guy and then just completely upended my life. So to anybody that's struggling right now, or anybody that's trying to make changes or learn something new or progress in 2025, being 21 days into the year, keep going. Keep putting in the work, keep failing, keep learning, keep adapting, keep going. You could give up. You absolutely could give up. That's not going to feel very good, and it's not going to help you. So just know that it's going to be very hard. That's the reason why it's so rewarding, is because it's so hard, right? And if you ever need a pep talk, I'm here. You shoot me a message, solomusicianpodcast@gmail.com. Drop something in the YouTube comment, be like, hey, I'm struggling over here. However you want to reach out, reach out. I will give you a pep talk 100 times a day if I have to. I want to see you succeed just as much as you want to see you succeed. And I really mean that. Next week, I'm going to have Leo DeSanto on the podcast, and I couldn't be more excited for this interview or chat with Leo. Leo has been around the world performing solo music, and he's a local guy. Does like a minstrel style of playing where he jokes around with the crowd, and then he talks about the songs he's about to play. He's a storyteller musician. And I love storyteller musicians. So I'm excited to get a deep dive from Leo to see just what that feels like to be able to captivate crowds with that kind of interaction. And I think we're all going to learn a lot from Leo next week. So I hope you tune in. As always, make sure you subscribe to the Solo Musician Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or here on YouTube, so you stay up to date with all of these awesome guests that I'm having and any of the cool tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing later on this year about solo music. So, all right. Have a great week, guys. I will see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in today. Your support keeps the music flowing. Every note and what I play means the world just to hear you know it. We'll see you next time. Don't stray by. Your love is our shining star.